Alright, we're going to continue to look at the Concerto in G minor. This time we're going to go from measure 114 and we're going to get all the way to 148. After that we'll have just probably one more video to go through it, the rest of it, and then we'll be able to meet to put it all together. So 114, you see it starts another solo section, so there's going to be some technical stuff in here. The nice thing is the first several measures are all in first position, but you can see there's a lot of accidentals as you go through this. So you really have to go through slowly and make sure you're playing the correct notes. Again, anytime there's an E natural, as long as it makes sense to play an open E, like for example in measure 116 it does not make sense because you'd have to cross strings, you might as well just use your pinky, but anytime you would like to play an open E, that is okay with me. Make sure though that you don't get in the habit of that because there are a lot of E flats in this piece too. Let's see if we can play really slowly from 114 all the way to 118, okay, all in first position. Watching the accidentals, and again, it's low 1 on the E string and sometimes on the A string, but there are some B naturals in here, so you might have to move your first finger up. So here's 114. Ready, and here we go. Good, and remember the rule, if it's changed with an accidental at the beginning of the measure, it holds through to the rest of the measure. So there's several cases like that where it changes it to an E natural, and it's an E natural the whole way through. Let's do that one more time. So ready, and here we go. Measure 119, you're going to mark as third position. You're going to go up to third here for this. Okay, and you're going to find your F sharp with 3 fingers. It's going to sound like this. 3, 1, 4. Then it's going to be 2, 1, 1. So 2 on E, 1 on A, 1 on G. If you put it together, it's now, again, I think I said this last time, there's some fingerings that I think they put second position in there just so you can learn second position, but it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to go to second position. This is one of those parts, and it actually happens again later in this section that we're looking at. I would recommend here staying in third position, so the fingerings would be different. It would be 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3. Then in the next measure, in measure 122, it would be 1 on E, and then I would go back to first position and do 2, 2. So what I mean by that is you're going to stay in third and do 2, 4, 3, 1, back to first. So if you put together measures 119 through 122, it'll look like this. Stay in third, back to first. Then the next one in 123, you can see it already is in first position. And that's a weird one. In 124, you have a B flat and then an E natural, so they're not in the same spot. The B flat is lower than the E natural. That's why they actually have the fingering 1, 2, so you would actually just squish your second finger back and put it where your first finger normally goes. But as long as you can remember to pick up your first finger and put it in the right spot, I actually think that's a little bit easier, but again, up to you. And then 125, same thing in first position. So let's go back to 119, because from there into where we just stopped, it's all the same kind of thing going on. So up to third position with the F sharp. Ready, here we go. Stay in third. position. Good, all right. Now, more 16th notes. It's in first position for a while. Remembering our B flats here. Remember we're in that 3/4 finger pattern. Remember we talked about that warm-up playing that B flat major scale where you're in half position with the 3/4 pattern on both strings. Again, even though this is in the key of G minor, that finger pattern is the right finger pattern for the A and the E string. So let's do the 16th notes really slowly. It'll sound like this. Now the next section, I'm on 131, they have marked it as second position. You actually can do this in first position, or in a third position, and then shift, and you'll be just fine. So if you go up, I understand why they did it, I just think it's easier to do it with a shift in the middle. So for 131, you're going to go to third position, it's 1, 2, close 3. And then just go back to first position. So go ahead and mark that. 131 is third position, and you might want to cross off all the finger numbers because that's going to confuse you as you're looking at those. Okay, and then the same thing, cross off the finger numbers in 132 and mark first position. So again, when you put them together, it's this. Then, and again, you're going to stay in first position even though it looks like they want you to do it in second. We're going to stay in first. We now have some triplets. So remember, we're taking something that we were playing 4 notes in every beat with those 16th notes. Now we're going to play 3, so it's going to feel slower. This is what 133 and 134 will sound like. And again, I would just do that whole thing in first position. There's no need to unnecessarily shift. Cross off all those finger numbers. The big thing to remember, because we haven't really done this in this piece, is that at the end of 134 and then also in 135, it's a C sharp. It's an extended third finger on the G string. So we have not done extended thirds. We've had half position, 1 space to 2 space to 3, but this, your third finger, is where it normally goes. You're actually going to have to stretch further for the extended 3 on the G string. Okay. Let me go from 127 so you can hear what this part's going to sound like. Actually, I'm sorry, I skipped something. Let's go back. Let's do 136 really quick because that's part of it. So 136 again, they've marked it in first position, so we are going to do it in first position. Then they do have you go to third position. Which actually makes sense because we're about to go to fifth position in a minute. So mark in 130, what is that? 136, 5, 6, 7 to go to third position. And you'll see it is kind of strange. There's a bunch of first fingers in a row. So you do 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 1. You lower your first finger to play the C sharp. Then you play the C sharp, and then up to the D. So don't go too far like I just did. Let's see. So it's just a little half step move of your first finger. So now I'm going to go back to 127. Third position. Stretch. First position. Third position. Okay. Now, this is the only part in this piece where you have to go to fifth position. That last note of measure 100, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 138. It's an A, you would normally play that 3 fingers on the E string, and you see they've marked it as 3 fingers, but that's also the fingering to play it in 5th position. So mark 5th position. It looks like someone already did with a really tiny little V. I would mark it even bigger, okay? That note is where your harmonic is on the A string. So if you can find that, that's where we're going to place our finger. It's where the harmonic is on the A string for it is an A, but it's not a high A compared to some of the A's we've played already. So we're going to play an even higher A. So it's going to be 3, 2, on the E string, 4, 3, 1, and a close 2. You should recognize that melody from the beginning. Okay, it's just an octave higher than what you're used to. And that's all you have to play in 5th position. After that, we go right back down. There is a little thing in 143 that says you could go to 3rd. I wouldn't do that. I would just stay in 1st position. You know that melody. You've played it before from the beginning, so that should be actually the easiest part of this whole section. Okay? So let me go back. I'm going to go to 114. I'm going to play all the way from 114 to 148 so you can hear how it all fits together. I'll do it slow once, and then I'll do it a little bit faster. Okay? So first time, so 1 E and a, 2 E and up. Stay there. Shift back. Stay in 1st. Close 2 and 3. First. Stretch. Sorry, I made a mistake. I didn't shift back. Let me go back to the 5th position. Shift back. So yeah, there's only, let's see, 6 notes in 5th position. I stayed up there and played a bunch of it continuing in 5th. You do not have to do that. Let me go back and play it a little faster. So here I go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. All right, so work through that section. Next time we'll do one more video going through the last little bit, and then we'll meet to put it all together.